Hello, good morning. Part of my breath reclamation project. Basically, I'm adapting ideas from a few people, but trying to be true to Patrick McEwen's teaching. Um, Great book by Patrick McEwen. Um, Great book by Patrick McEwen. Um, Great book by James Nestor. Sorry, I can't help but be corny. Great book by Anders Olson. I'm looking to see if I have. Yeah. You have to order this one and it'd be on backlog. It's a classic, or as they say in Mr. Holland's opus. I hope this is not too politically incorrect. You can't have it. It's a classic. A great movie, Mr. Holland's opus. Anyway, you have to order this one, and it's written in old style, so the S's and F's are pretty much interchangeable. So, okay, we have 25 trillion red blood cells. In each of those red blood cells, there are 270 million hemoglobin molecules. And each of those hemoglobin molecules carry 4 oxygen molecules. We have 60,000 miles of blood vessels in our body. We have a ton of oxygen. If you take your pulse oximeter and put it on your finger, I don't think I'm going to wait for it to do it, but it'll show that you have about 95 to 100% oxygen saturation. Yeah, the top one is the oxygen saturation, and the bottom one is my heart rate. So it shows you most of us have plenty of oxygen circulating around. The trick is to get that oxygen out of the bloodstream and into the working muscles. And that's part of the breath reclamation project. And it's important to breathe through the nose. The nose warms the air and humidifies it and filters it through the hairs and through the mucous membrane that air has to pass through. And we have turbinates, 3 turbinates, structures on each side of the paranasal sinuses. And that filters the air. It pressurizes it. So when we breathe through our nose, the air is slowed and it's pressurized like through a hose. You make the opening smaller and it shoots it further. So when we breathe through the nose, we're pressurizing it, we're sending it deep into our lungs. We're breathing slower, so there is plenty of time for gas exchange. When we breathe through our mouth, there's no protection. All the particles in the air, the air is warm. I mean, the air is colder than drier. A side note, when you breathe through your nose, you retain 42% more moisture in your body. So you runners or athletes, develop nasal breathing. It's to your benefit. Oh, today I want to cover the nose unblocking exercise. There's a couple different ones, and it really works. It's kind of foreign to people who usually just take sniffs of antihistamines or some other drugs that work right away, but they don't retrain you. They don't really help you. Maybe for the short moment they do. So here's one nose unblocking exercise. You can do this 5 times, multiple times during the day. You take a breath in through your nose, breath out through your nose, you hold your nose, and you rock back and forth. Or you can go side to side. You do that until you feel a mild to strong air hunger. And then you release. Take a breath in through your nose, a controlled breath in through your nose. Don't do it so long that don't do it that long, because that kind of defeats the purpose. You do it and release. Slow, controlled. You're gaining control of your breath. You are gaining the carbon dioxide and the nitric oxide. And so those 60,000 miles of blood vessels through your body are dilating, they're expanding. So it's a greater blood flow. And then when you breathe diaphragmatically, it's much more efficient, much less energy costly, because that's how we're designed to breathe. That's how our bodies are built. So that's one nose unblocking exercise. You take a breath in, normal breath out, pinch your nose, and rock until you feel a strong, moderate to strong air hunger, and then breathe in through your nose. Take a few breaths and relax, and do that up to 5 times. You can do that like as many times during the day as you want. Another one is you can do it while walking. If you're walking, and if you're not around anybody or you're self-conscious, you can hold your nose while you walk and count your steps. And as soon as you get air hungry, let go, relax, and breathe. You could also do it just on your exhale, count how many steps you walk, and hold your breath out. And then when it's time to inhale, go ahead, relax, take 3 or 4 normal breaths. And then on your next exhale, exhale, exhale out and hold it out. And this is going to help increase the carbon dioxide, and it's going to help clear up your nasal congestion. And that really works. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Nose unblocking exercise. The more we use our nose, the stronger our nasal passages and our respiratory system, and the healthier they get. Because what happens in the nose happens in the lungs. There's so much involved. When you breathe out, you're letting the air get out of your lungs. You're continuing to let it out. You're holding it out. And then when you relax, the air goes deep into your lungs. So it's a bunch of new air, fresh air. A lot of us have like dead space in our lungs when we just breathe through the mouth. The air is only going to the top of our lungs. So we have in the bottom of our lungs, we have particles and bacteria from just breathing through the mouth, because there's no filtration process. So that's nose unblocking 101. So shut your mouth, save your life. Coach Couch out.